When you stretch out your pizza dough, does it tend to shrink back? Has this ever happened to you? Let's take a look at how to solve this problem. Reason number one, it could be related to hydration, meaning how much water you add to your dough. It's possible that you're adding too little water in relation to the amount of flour. The second cause, which is also quite common, is the resting time. Sometimes you might make a well-prepared dough, knead it properly, and use the right proportions, but then you don't give it enough resting time before stretching it out. Pay close attention to the proofing time, that is, the period when your dough is resting in the form of a ball, and make sure it's long enough for the dough to start relaxing. In fact, most problems with excessive toughness that cause your dough disc to shrink are caused precisely by this. The third reason, which is directly related to the other two, is the amount of yeast and how you manage the fermentation. Often people tend to use too little yeast in the dough. Here too, I recommend starting with a range between 2 and 3 grams per kilo of flour and making sure your dough can rise. That is, don't put it straight into the fridge, wait for it to develop some volume, then make the dough balls and put them in the fridge. This way, you should be able to eliminate the problem. The last case we'll look at in this video could be the flour. Maybe, for the process you've chosen, you're using a flour that's too strong. So, with too much protein, or in general, with a higher W value. In these cases, try lowering it a bit. When making pizza at home, go for flours with a W of 280, 300, or 320. For a beginner, that's more than enough to get started. Of course, remember that these are some of the main causes, but not all of them. There could be many other variables to take into consideration. Anyway, I hope this mini guide is helpful to you, and follow me to learn more.